It's day 41 of the Israel-Hamas war. The Israel army has deepened its offensive in Gaza. Israeli forces say they have captured Gaza's parliament as well as other government institutions run by Hamas. But as it presses forward with its campaign to wipe out Hamas in Gaza, international pressure is growing on Israel to bring home the hostages and stop the assault on Palestinian civilians. The pressure on the Israeli Prime Minister is not just coming from abroad. He's also facing growing criticism at home. Just have a look at the visuals on your screen now. Thousands are protesting against the Israeli government, urging it to secure the immediate release of the hostages abducted by Hamas on the 7th of October. Entire families continue to be held by Hamas in the Palestinian enclave. Israelis are demanding for the Prime Minister's resignation. They say that every minute that passes by, the rage against Netanyahu is only growing. Remember, there has been little news on the fate of the hostages including Israelis, foreigners, even infants. There have been talks of a possible deal between Israel and Hamas to release the hostages. We know that negotiations are underway with Qatar and Egypt mediating these talks. Netanyahu says that his government is doing all that it can to get the civilians out of harm's way. Hamas had taken about 242 hostages during its October 7 assault. Only 4 have been released so far by Hamas. Israel has failed to secure the release of the others. Back in the Gaza Strip, after 3 days of raids at the Al-Shifa hospital, the Israeli forces said they found a body of a hostage. The body of a 65-year-old Israeli woman was allegedly recovered from a structure near the Al-Shifa hospital complex. And sharing her photograph on social media platform X, the IDF said that Yehudit Vs was a kindergarten teacher. She was kidnapped from her home in Kibbutz Be'eri on October 7. Her husband, Shmulik Weiss, was killed at their home. And in addition to finding the hostage's body, the IDF said they found weapons and explosives. They include AK-47 rifles and rocket-propelled grenades. Earlier, the Israeli military claims to have uncovered a Hamas tunnel shaft and a vehicle with weapons at the hospital complex.
Of gear
what happened to the
is a gear for a major fight. You can see the ventilation air that was done improvisely to this area from the hospital of Rantisi. Next to his house, there is a tunnel. The tunnel is let down more than 20 meters down. The rowboat found a door. This is a cover tunnel. It's part of the same floor and it slides down here. This is the place where I showed you the tunnel. I want you to see.
Israeli forces say they are searching Al-Shifa. Meanwhile, Israel's continuous bombardment of Gaza has only deepened the misery of the Palestinian civilians. They have been left homeless, starving for food. Hospitals have become the battleground, a focal point for Israeli operations. More than half of Gaza's hospitals are no longer functional. This is due to combat, damage, or shortages. The Israeli military saying they have found tunnels or military equipment at not just Al-Shifa, but also Rantisi, the Al-Quds facility. On Friday, UN aid delivery to Gaza was suspended again due to shortages of fuel and communications shut down. According to the UN's World Food Programme, civilians in Gaza face the immediate possibility of starvation. Earlier this month, Israel asked Palestinians to evacuate Northern Gaza so it can conduct strikes against Hamas there. As many as 50,000 Palestinians had moved south as a result. And now, the Israeli forces have issued the warning once again. They have warned the Palestinians to leave 4 towns in southern Gaza. This could mean a possible expansion of the war against Hamas. And if Israel is planning to expand its military offensive, it threatens to worsen the already severe humanitarian crisis. And the question is, where do those people go from there? If they cannot stay in the north or in the south, where can they go? Also, here's the thing, only limited evacuations are being allowed, remember. You see, Egypt is caught in a dilemma. It wants to help the Palestinians leave, but it also does not want a surge of refugees into the Sinai Peninsula. It's a major crisis that is unfolding right in front of our eyes. Over 11,500 Palestinians have been killed, including 4,700 children. And with the war about to enter its 7th week, there is no sign of any let-up. Despite calls for a ceasefire, nearly the entire Gazan population is in desperate need of food, shelter. Food and shelters are unsafe, overcrowded. There is a lack of clean water. There is no fuel. No place seems to be safe for the ordinary Palestinians. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.